Kristen Feaster, also known as K. Marie. And today we are talking about self-love and self-care. And the title of my workshop is Self-Love is Self-Care. So before we even really get into what I'm going to talk about today, I want you to take a moment to connect with yourself. So I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Place your hand over your heart and simply connect with your body, right? So scan from your mind, from the head all the way down to your toes. See where you are holding any kind of stress or tension. Think about how this year went for you, right? This was a very difficult year for us all, as we are still navigating through this pandemic and with COVID and everything. And a lot of our businesses suffered. And with that comes stress, anxiety, all the things, burnout, which we're going to talk about. And so I just want you to connect, take a few deep breaths. And just see where you're holding your tension. See how you are feeling in this moment. Are you to the point of burnout? Or are you finally happy that, the holidays are here, right? Just take this moment to be still and connect. And as you are connecting with yourself, think about how you want to end this year. Your business goals, your personal goals, and how you want that to roll into the new year, right? And so you can open your eyes if they were closed already. This is what I literally do every day for at least 5 minutes, is to sit in silence and connect with myself. This helps me get centered. This helps me not think about the stress, not think about all the things on the long to-do list we all have, right? Just to simply get grounded and be present. A lot of times we're so on the go that we forget to be present with ourselves, with our family, with our friends, with our clients, right? So this is an exercise that I do every single day. And I hope that it encourages you to just take, at least, even if it's 5 minutes, take 5 minutes out of your day to be still and connect with yourself. All right. So, as I mentioned, I am K. Marie. I am a lifestyle and commercial photographer, a candle maker, also a podcast host, and a self-love advocate based here in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm very, very passionate about encouraging Black women to live well through self-love and self-care practices. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so before we get into the topic, let me share a little bit about my journey, so that hopefully this will resonate with some people, and you will see that I am truly speaking from experience. Everything that I mentioned today, I have been there. So I left corporate America in 2017, and I thought what success looked like was hustling, right? So I literally hustled to the point of burnout, probably every single year up until 2 years ago. And with hustling, I lost passion, I lost creativity, I suffered from anxiety and depression. But then I just knew that there was a better way. There had to be a better way. God did not give me this vision, this dream to go into entrepreneurship to fail, right? So I knew there had to be a better way. So that's when I began my self-love and wellness journey to heal and find a better way. So let's talk about burnout, y'all. First of all, I'm so sorry. I want to know where y'all are tuning in from. Please let me know where you're watching. I would love, love, love to see where everyone is tuning in from. Oh, wow. Hey, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you for sharing the space with me. And I hope this will help you all, help us all in our entrepreneurial journey. Okay. All right. So y'all keep letting me know where you're coming in from as you are entering the room. So let's talk about burnout. Whew. So causes of burnout. For me, example was overbooking myself, not abiding by my own boundaries, chasing money, and lack of time management. So let me say this. I am a new mom. My baby girl is 2 months now. And when I tell you she has been teaching me time management, it's whatever lack of time management that I thought I had before, like, I like have to have a schedule now. And I realized that literally has to do, I have to transfer that to my business as well. Like I have to set a schedule out, even if I'm blocking time out just for my personal time, to not answer emails, to not answer phone calls, to not edit, to not anything, just personal time for me to regroup, get centered again, so I don't lose my creativity, so I don't lose my drive. You have to schedule that in. So even if you have a physical planner or a digital planner, use your calendar or whatever on your phone, block out time for yourself. Like, nope, this is the time that I am literally just focusing on me. I'm gonna read, whatever it is that fills your cup up, do that. Chasing money. Let me say this. All money is not good money. I'm gonna say that again. All money is not good money. I thought that, like I said, to be successful, I had to hustle, 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 get all the coins that I can to get that bag, right? And I was not happy. I wasn't shooting what I wanted to shoot. I wasn't working with the clients I wanted to work with. I was just after the money. And that made me realize quickly that in order for me to go to where I want to be in my journey, my entrepreneurship, it can't be just about money, right? So you cannot chase money. Know that everything will be in alignment with what you are supposed to do in the right time, right? So don't feel like you have to chase after all these clients, you have to chase after all this money. Do what you have to do to survive now. Don't get me wrong. We got to pay the bills. However, don't feel like you have to chase the money at all, okay? Not abiding by your boundaries. Listen, set your boundaries. If you haven't already, set them today. That is my homework for you, is to set your boundaries today. If it's saying yes to yourself more, so that means saying no to other things, that's what it is. If it means not answering your phone after 6 o'clock in the evening so you can spend time with your family or just spend time by yourself, do that. If it's not collaborating with people, right? A lot of people like to, oh, let's collaborate, let's do this. And at the end, you realize, was this really beneficial for me or just for them, right? Set that boundary. If it's only beneficial for the both of us, okay, right? If it's not, can't do it. Can't do it. You have to learn how to respectfully say no in a kind manner, right? We don't want to come off nasty. However, you got to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. Overbooking is simply put, just putting too much on your calendar, right? If that means booking 1 gig a day, that's fine, right? I know now that I have my daughter, I can't exert so much energy in a day now. So, like, for instance, I had a photo shoot yesterday. That was it. I couldn't do anymore, right? It was to my capacity, and that's okay. I had to learn that is okay, right? Don't feel guilty about, oh, I used to work so much, I could do 4 photo shoots in a day. I don't want to do 4 photo shoots in a day anymore, right? I want more time for myself and for my family. So realize that you do not have to overbook yourself at all to be successful. The effects of what I was just talking about, like I mentioned, I struggled with creativity, I lost passion, I did not have time for myself or my loved ones. So now that we talked about burnout, let's talk about how we can recharge our mind, our body, our spirit, all of that, right? Number one is take time off. And this is the perfect time of the year to do that. For photographers, this is really the busiest season of the year, starting about mid-October to the end of the year, right? And I remember literally working at the table at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. And I was like, this ain't what I signed up for. I wanted freedom to be able to set my own schedule, right? To be able to set my own rules, my own boundaries. And I'm sitting here working on a holiday instead of being present with my family. So after that, following the years after, I was like, I cannot work until the holidays. It's not gonna work well for me. So what I do now is I take time off in December, 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. And that allows me to recharge and to get excited for the new year, right? And so I'm not at the point of burnout to where I'm not looking forward to a new year, new goals. And I'm still thinking about what happened yesterday or last week, right? So take time off, start a new hobby, organize your office space. Oh my gosh, that helped me so much. I didn't realize how clutter really affected my mind and my business until I started organizing my space. That's when the ideas came back, right? That's when the creativity came back. That's when the motivation came back. When I was working in a clean space, right? So I encourage you, while you have your downtime, I hope you do have your downtime this month, to organize your space or reorganize it, right? Sometimes we get in a space where we've been looking at these four walls for so long, and you just dread going into the space, right? Do a makeover, right? Jazz it up a little bit so that you can get excited again about your space, about working again. Exercise, meditate, yoga, start a new book, journal your thoughts and emotions. This is really big. For me, I started journaling years ago. And journaling has helped me express how I am feeling and what I look forward to or what I am going through at the time, just to get it out of my head, right? I'm not necessarily talking to someone about it. If it's too personal to talk to somebody about, I journal it out, right? If it's dreams that I'm not ready to share with anyone, I put it in my journal, right? Someone once said that a vision is not a vision until you write it down. It's only an imagination. So I've started writing so much, especially towards the end of the year, because that's when you kind of get your momentum of what's next, right? What do I want in the new year? Set those new year resolutions, right? So yeah, journaling your thoughts and emotions is a really, really good one. So let's talk about self-love. All right, so drop a 1 in the chat if you've been told so many times that self-love, oh, light some candles, get a bubble bath running, go on a walk, whatever it is, the pretty things, right? Get the nails done, get the hair done, all that, right? Drop a 1 in the box if you've heard that before. All those are great things, don't get me wrong. However, that's not all what self-love is, right? So self-love for me has been self-discovery, being honest with myself, creating healthy boundaries for myself and those around me, right? Healing from trauma and failures. That's a big one. Finding freedom, growing through your mistakes, and pushing past my comfort zone so that I can grow into the person that I'm supposed to become, right? And making wellness a priority. So that should have been number 1, is making wellness a priority, because you truly, everything is connected. Everything is connected. So when you are well, mentally, everything else falls into place, right? If you are struggling with anxiety and depression and you just feel like you can't get a hold of your day, right? And all this work is just climbing on top of each other, you have to start at the root of it, right? Even if that means literally like we're talking about taking time off, taking time to just get back to yourself, to focus on your mental health, to focus on your wellness, so that you can thrive in your business, so that you can thrive in your personal life. Um, you have to take that time and you have to make yourself the priority, right? So that's a few examples of what self-love. We could talk about it all day and we could give plenty of examples of what self-love is, but these are what's have been really important to me. So, how do you practice self-love? My favorite is affirmations. If you follow me on Instagram, I do like weekly or monthly affirmations, and it's for me, right? I write these affirmations for me, but I post them hoping that it encourages someone else that may be on the same journey as I'm on, and it could just help one person, right? So affirmations, journaling, write them on your sticky notes. I put them in my bathroom mirror all the time. Mirror talk. Issa Rae on Insecure, boom, that's mirror talk right there, right? Hype yourself up, right? Because if you don't, who else will? You have to be your own cheerleader sometimes, right? So mirror talk, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly affirmations, however you want to set them. But just start speaking love and life into yourself, right? With affirmations. Another thing that I love to do is I love alone time. Like, and I didn't notice like how much I truly enjoy alone time until we got stuck in the house because of the pandemic, right? And I no longer have my alone time. I had to be in the space with my now husband 24/7. And I won't say it drove me crazy, but it was just like, oh my gosh, I don't have any alone time. And then I realized that I like alone time until then, until it was taken away from us, right? So if you can take at least 20 minutes of your day to just be alone, right? Be intentional about being alone. Let your spouse or your kids know, whatever, like I need me time real quick, so that you can show up better for your family, for your loved ones, for your clients, but you have to show up for yourself first. So I truly enjoy my alone time. I no longer take it for granted. And I can tell when I need it, right? I feel exhausted. Even if I didn't physically do a lot of things that day, mentally, I feel exhausted. I feel drained, right? And so I know that I just need alone time to get back centered, to do something that I and only I want to do, and not feel guilty about it, not have to run it by somebody, just do what feels good for me and my soul at that moment, and create a routine, right? So it could be, like I said, 20 minutes of your day, or if that's too much, if you cannot realistically do that, set one day out the week. Like, this is my time, right? I give my husband Sundays to watch football. I take the baby, either in our bedroom or I'll take her out and just let him have his alone time because he's around kids all day, working at a school. And so that's our way of, I have my alone time, he has his, right? So try to find your alone time. Find some time in your day, in your week for your alone time. Higher vibrations. This is self-awareness. This is setting boundaries. This is releasing what no longer serves you, right? When you focus on self-discovery, like we talked about before, and learning what you truly love about yourself and being honest with yourself, you can continuously vibrate higher daily, right? When you are taking on those jobs or those tasks that you don't like doing, right? That you dread doing, or you are simply just not allowing don't have alone time. You're not allowing yourself to just be. You feel the vibrations coming down, right? You are settling with low vibrations, right? So to prevent that from happening, do all of these things that we were talking about, the affirmations, the alone time, the meditation, the yoga, all the things that will fill your soul, right? And make you happy so that you can have higher vibrations. All right, so let's talk about self-care. And as we see Miss Casey, this is what self-care is. So self-care is for the mind, the body, and the spirit, right? With the mind, practice grounding practices, mental wellness, positive thinking. We sort of mentioned that already with the affirmations, right? That's positive thinking. Mental wellness is focusing on your wellness, right? Whether you're going to therapy or counseling or just talking to a mentor or talking to a friend that you trust your emotions with, right? Um, Focus on your mental wellness and being at peace and finding freedom. Grounding practices, again, that's breathing exercises, that's yoga, that's meditation, or taking a walk, right? Whatever grounds you and gets you back centered, continue to do those things. Or if you don't know what it is yet for you, right? Maybe you don't have any grounding practices. Start trying to figure out which one works for you. You know, is it meditation? Is it yoga? Or is it going for a run, right? Whatever it is that helps you, try to stick to that and make it important to put it in your routine. Your body, exercise, physical and mental rest, right? Eating habits. I learned from myself. I told myself I wanted to start eating healthier, right? I cut out meats for a while. I didn't want to be, vegetarian or vegan. I didn't want to put any labels on how I was eating. I just knew I wanted to be healthier with my eating habits. And I promise you, I immediately felt better, not only physically, but mentally as well. I didn't realize like truly what you put in your body affects all of you, right? So I cut out red meats. That was a big one for me. Cut out red meats, pork. I still don't eat pork to this day, but yeah, just try to create healthy habits for yourself, physical and mental, right? So spirituality, feeding your soul and your spirit, right? What feeds your soul? Is it podcasts? Is it books, nonfiction or fiction? Self-help books? Is it gospel music? Is it meditation sounds, right? Or is it rain sounds? Anything that puts you like in a zen, right? Where you're calm and you're at peace and you're not thinking about yesterday, you're not thinking about the worries of tomorrow, you're centered, right? Music for me is number one. I like to say music is my love language, and I connect a lot with Casey with music. We'll send each other music sometimes, or we have like the same vibe. I love music. Neo Soul, that's the one. Neo Soul, Jill Scott, Erica Badu, all day. Higher power. Know that a higher power is looking for your good. If you're not religious, you don't believe in God, just knowing that a higher power is working for your good, right? So what are your self-care practices? Let me know in the comments. What are your self-care practices? Do you make tea or coffee every morning? Is that the thing that starts your day, that fills you up, right? That gives you good energy? Do you journal? Do you light candles? Do you listen to podcasts that helps you get centered, right? What are your self-care practices? Okay, yep. So a lot of you all resonate. Okay, great. Yes, absolutely. I love it. So for me, I was a coffee drinker until I had my baby. And then I realized coffee was making me crash. So I'm a tea girl now. I love pumpkin spice right now is my go-to for whatever reason. I never liked pumpkin spice before this year. I don't know what that is, but that's my vibe right now. I love pumpkin spice tea. I light my candles. As I said, I am a candle maker. I light candles every day, pretty much all day if I can. My candles specifically are made with essential oils, so they're made with intention. So if I'm making them, this one particular Joy in the Morning is with eucalyptus and peppermint, and that gets your senses going for the day, right? So I light these in the morning to get me just going, right? To start my day and to get me out of my tiredness or my stress or whatever it is. So I love candles. Like I said before, I journal pretty much about any and everything. I have so many random, don't feel like journaling has to be like this long scripted thing of, it's not like a diary, right? It can be, but sometimes if it's just an idea that you have in your head, like a business idea or a personal goal that you have or whatever it is, journal it down. That's your journal entry for the day, right? It can be as short or as long as you want. So yes, create a routine for your self-care practices. So here I want you to grab a piece of paper and pen, if you don't have a journal or notebook by hand. So we're gonna do a little activity, right? I want you to write the name of your business or your personal brand at the center of your paper, okay? And at the top, write 3 accomplishments that you've had this year in 2021. And on the bottom, I want you to write 2 personal and 2 professional goals. On the left, I want you to write at least 3 talents or gifts that you use to serve others. And on the right, I want you to write 3 things you wish to achieve in the new year. Okay. And don't feel like you have to do this right now. Take a screenshot of this screen. If you don't have pen and paper with you right now, if you don't feel like doing it at this moment, you can always come back to it. But I want you to take time to do this exercise to really see like what you accomplished, where you want your business to go, where you want your personal life to go, right? So that's part 1. Writing affirmations. So let's talk about how to write affirmations, okay? So you want to focus on yourself, right? You want to write in present tense, act like it is already existing, like it's already in reach, that you already have it, right? You want to be positive. Focus on your feelings and your emotions and make your affirmations believable, okay? So here are some examples that I have. I am creating incredible opportunities that will get me closer to my goals. I am continually reinventing myself because the ultimate goal is growth. I am worthy and deserving of all the good things that come to me. I am no longer giving access to myself when my soul says rest. Everything that is meant for me will not pass me by, so I will not rush my journey. Right. And these affirmations stuck with me because like I mentioned, of experiencing burnout, experiencing exhaustion mentally and physically all around business, right? I knew that there just had to be a better way. I knew that this was not supposed to be my life of just being stressed out all the time and having anxiety and depression. There had to be a better way. So I decided to start speaking life into me, so to the point where I believed it. Right? And when you start speaking life into you, when you start reciting these affirmations, when you start actually believing it, it becomes your life. It becomes real, right? Words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful. So what you want to happen, vision yourself as that, right? Say you want a house next year, right? What does that look like for you? What does that house look like for you? Say you want to travel the world next year. Where are you traveling, sis? What countries we going to? Right? Vision yourself in that moment, what it feels like, what it looks like, what you're doing. Vision it, believe in it, and it will happen. Right? So, based on your accomplishments and your goals, I want you to write 5 positive affirmations to carry with you in the new year. And I want you to either write these in your journal or write these on sticky notes to put on your office wall. somewhere where you can look at them every single day. Put it in your phone, right? I have a folder full of just affirmations in my phone. So whenever something pops up in my head, I go write it down. For me, it's in the shower. At night in the shower, it always pops up in my head. So immediately when I got in the shower, I grab my phone and I write it down so I don't forget it. And sometimes I may write it later on paper so that I can see it, I can post it up somewhere. But I want you to look at these affirmations every single day, every single day. So even in those moments where it's tough, where you're tired, where you're getting to the point of burnout again, look at these affirmations, right? And hopefully they will bring you back to light. They will bring you peace, and they will bring you motivation. And it could bring you a reminder, okay, sis, I gotta be still. I can't give access to myself today. I have to get centered again, right? I have to let my soul rest, right? Don't feel bad about that. Do not feel bad about that. Do not feel guilty of saying no. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to give an explanation of why you're saying no, right? If it doesn't feel right with you, if it doesn't align with where you are going, with what you are doing, it's not for you. It's okay to say no. It is okay to say no. So I want you to write these affirmations. I want you to look at them every single day. I want you to remember this workshop here. I want you to be positive about what's happening for your business next year, right? What's happening for your personal life next year. And I want you to remember these things right here. You are powerful. You are deserving of all the things coming to you. You are the priority. I'm gonna say that again, sis. You are the priority, and your business will thrive. Okay, so remember all these things, write down those affirmations, whatever you want to come to life for you in this season, in this month, or next year, whatever it is, believe in it, manifest it, and it'll come to you. I promise you. And that is our workshop. And I thank you so much for sharing this space with me. I thank you for just joining us today. Casey, I thank you for this incredible summit that you have put together. This is so needed. I really wish I had this back when I started in 2017, because baby, whew, I would have progressed in my journey so much faster than I did, but it's okay. Everything's in alignment. I'm just glad that I could be a part of this, and I thank you so much, and I thank you all for joining. I hope this resonates with you all, and that this will help you in your journey, in your business life, in your personal life, and that you will continue to thrive, not just survive, but to thrive. Bye.
Woo! Kristen Feaster. Kristen Feaster. Y'all, I'm gonna tell on Kristen. I tell Kristen all the time, like, her words are so powerful. Like, she effortlessly drops these heavy gems in a straight shooter fashion. Whew! That hit at the core. She gonna stop playing in 2021. We still got a little shy of a month left. She gonna stop playing in 2021. Welcome to the stage, Mama.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Can I just say,
What's up?
I am so incredibly proud of you. Like, I've seriously been blown away since starting this, since 11 a.m. sis. I've just been watching with my jaw just drop. Like, everything has been just so perfect. That's the only, even if, because I know behind the scenes there's probably been some things where you're like, imperfections happens everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But for us, for me, everything has been perfect, and I can only imagine how much time and effort and love and tears and even fear that was put into this, right? And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to be a part of. So I just want to say thank you for having the vision for this. Thank you for having the vision.
Cut it out. Stop it. Thank you, sis. And quite frankly, quite honestly, I partnered with 26 fire, dope women to put this on. Casey did not shoulder this by herself. And when I needed help along the way, y'all didn't even see this out there, but the speakers know. I asked for it when I said, hey, this week, let me tell you something. Can't do it. Y'all can step in. They did it, right? So I legit collaborated with 26 incredible women, and we did it, sis. We did it. We know us real well, right? Like we know us real well, and we've created magic. Thank you, mama. So y'all, Kristen is in the building live and in charge. So let's throw your questions at her. I'll show the first one on stage right now, Kristen. Jasmine, my girl, I love Jasmine. Jasmine says, what advice do you have for someone who is afraid or unsure of how to spend time alone? Woo!
The only thing I can think of is you just do it. Just do it. I was the exact same way. I wouldn't go to a restaurant, y'all, without myself. I didn't know what that, I guess, I don't even know where that came from. It was just always being with someone, right? Having company always. I did not know how to do things on my own. I wouldn't go to eat by myself. I wouldn't go to the movies by myself. I felt like I had to have someone there, you know what I mean, to talk to or to fill in a gap of silence or whatever. And it's like, no, I like silence. That's what oh my gosh, being 30, oh baby, that's when I found out I love silence. You know what I mean? So it's nothing for me to go to lunch, take myself on a date, sis. Go to lunch. You know what I mean? Pre-COVID, I used to go to a matinee. Every Tuesday was my self-care. I went to therapy, I went to lunch, and I went to the movies by myself. You know what I mean? And so when COVID came, man, that was a struggle because I was finally getting into the groove of doing things by myself. And then it was all taken away, you know. So, so now, you know, I have different practices where I make sure I have my alone time. Because now that I'm a mom, you know, it's really different now, you know. So my alone time now just looks like when my husband comes home, he grabs the baby, and I'll either go take a long spa shower with my candles lit, music going, you know what I'm saying, or it's just me going for a ride. I'll ride in my car. You know, that's my alone time. So it feels uncomfortable that first time you step out. It'll feel uncomfortable, but just keep doing it. Like anything else. You know what I'm saying? Any new hobby you do or any new job you do. You go on that job the first day, you're a little uncomfortable, right? You don't know what to expect, but you keep showing up. So this is your way of keep showing up for yourself. Give yourself that long time.
That's so good, Kristen. I had chills the whole time you were talking. It was such a perfect question, honestly. It is weird, right? Especially when we ain't seen it before. I think that's the thing too, right? Like we've never seen anybody be public about the fact that they just need to take a ride and drive because it sounds right what we say crazy, right? But mental illness is real, and sometimes we off balance, right? And ain't no shame in that. Bars. Okay, let me keep the questions going because we got Kristen for another 20 minutes. So let's see. I'm gonna throw this one on the stage. This one is from Kenya. Kenya, you've been lighting up the chat. Sis, let me check where you hear me? Let me see what's this on the leaderboard because you deserve it. Kenya's number 8, y'all. Okay, Kenya's number 8 on the leaderboard. She is engaged.
I knew she had to be up there.
She had to be. She had to be in the top 15. She says, what tips do you have for finding the things that feel good to you? Do you just try a bunch of self-care tasks until one sticks or what?
Yeah, actually I do. I've tried all the things. Casey and I used to talk about this a lot of like when we figured out that the baths and the candles and the things weren't enough anymore. It was kind of like, okay, how do I get back grounded? How do I get back centered? How do I get back whole again, right? And so you try those different things until you find something that sticks with you, right? So for me, I tried yoga, I tried walking, I've tried journaling, I've tried it all. And I still like to change it up a bit so it doesn't seem too much of a routine to where it's not really intentional. You know what I mean? Um, but I do it all. And if it feels right for me that day, I sit in it. I allow myself to give as much time as I need, right? If it doesn't feel good, okay, I'll try something else, or I'll just kind of like, okay, well, I tried today. You know, it might be time to mom again. You know what I mean? I may not have the time to keep trying, but just try different things. Be open. Be open. Sometimes I would have never imagined that I would like actually like walking because I've never been like the outside type of girl, right? But I love it. That's actually my time where I just have conversations with God. It's I don't even call it prayers anymore. I just be talking to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like talking out loud and getting my thoughts out loud and getting all the things that my heart's desire, right? I just speak it out loud. So try walking or maybe it is just a ride in the car for you. I don't know. Just try different things and see how you feel at the end of it. If you feel more at peace, if you feel more at ease, that means it worked for you.
Yeah, those are bars. Those are bars. As you're talking, Kristen, I'm just thinking about how, especially as girls, right, growing up, it starts in childhood. Like we are so dead set on being perfect and choosing the one perfect answer that we're afraid to explore for ourselves. Like as adults, we're like, okay, what is the one thing I'm supposed to be doing, and how do I color inside the lines? But you're right. You just try some stuff out, like, and not everything's gonna hit. So you pivot the next day. I think that's so real because when we've been on these narrow paths, like we don't even know ourselves for real. You said a bar earlier, like when 30 hits, what? Like it was, it was like, this is it for me. If you outside of here, I ain't fooling with it, right?
Yeah. That's real, Case. That's real. Because the thing is you have to relearn how to love yourself. You at 30 is completely different from you at 25. You at 21. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to think of trying to be perfect. Me and my mom had a conversation earlier this afternoon about, taking the stigma away from being perfect. You just want to progress. That's the thing. You want to grow and move forward. That's it. There ain't no perfect. You know what I mean? So as long as you are showing up for yourself, as long as you are trying, you're putting in the efforts, everything's not going to work. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Be okay with being okay with that. It is what it is. But the fact that you're trying and you're putting in the effort and you're showing up for yourself every single day, you'll be fine.
That's right. Amen. Love it. I'm going to grab another question from the Q&A box. Y'all light it up. Kristen is here with us. This next one comes from Aisha, who is in Leavenworth. She says, what advice do you have for someone who has actually lived their life alone? And afraid to open up?
It starts with you. You have to allow yourself to be loved. You have to allow yourself to have people to come in your space, right? You can't be lovable, you can't be approachable until you actually do the work inside. So if you are afraid, it takes time. I'll say that. It takes time to earn trust because especially as adults, we are very guarded, right? Because we don't trust people. We don't trust people's motives. What are your intentions? Why are you here? All those things. However, you still have to open yourself for love. Open yourself to receive love, to receive protection, right? In case we've had that talk before. We've had that talk before a lot of times, right? Allowing yourself just to be so that people can learn how to show up for you. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say try to take the guards down. I know it's easier said than done, but just putting an effort in, right? And I would say to allow it to people who you see constantly try to show up. Even if you aren't ready, you know what I mean? Like, even if someone came, y'all crossed paths before, and you still like, you know, had your wall up, right? But they showed up again, and they show up again. You know, they're coming to you for a reason, and they might not know why. You might not know why. However, God places people in your life for a reason. And so if they're showing up constantly, allow them to, and see how that grows. What comes from that.
That's real. And y'all, this is how Kristen and I talk all the time. So it's actually beautiful that we're taking the veil off, right? And inviting the tribe in, because these are the same questions we ask and ponder together. And, you know, as you were talking, Kristen, answering that question, I just thought about how, like, a lot of it is because we think we're a burden, right?
Yes.
Like, we think that somebody having to be patient with us is burdensome. Yes. We think that someone having to get with our quirks and our pet peeves or whatever is burdensome. So we'd rather be by ourselves to feel safe, right? And let somebody in and subject ourselves to rejection. But like you said, like, we got folk that keep showing up. I mean, we got folk that keep showing up, but we so blind to it because we think we're a burden. So good, Kristen. That's such good advice. Love it. Okay, so I'm pulling another one. This one, let's pull it up. This one is from Trella. Trella is in Greenville. What's up, Greenville? When you didn't have any support when transitioning to do what's best for you, what kept you going? Oh, I'm gonna read that again. When you didn't have any support when transitioning to what's best for you, what kept you going?
My vision.
Ooh.
That's it. My vision. When I didn't feel supported in the way that I needed it. Let me say this. I feel like I have always had support. I have a very supportive family. My parents are amazing. My husband is amazing. My friends are amazing. However, there have still been times when I did not feel the support that I needed, right? And that's because I didn't know how. You know what I mean? So if you have a vision, if you have a dream, and no one has never seen it before, ever seen it before, they might not know how to support you. But that doesn't mean that you stop. That doesn't mean that you give up. That doesn't mean you throw in a towel. That should only give you more fuel to keep going, to show them that your dream could actually come true, so that the generations after you won't have that same feeling of not feeling supportive, of not knowing, of the fear of unknown, right? They've seen it. They got it right in front of them. So they know that they can reach it too and go bigger and higher.
Yep. Amen. Yeah. I got teary-eyed. Amen. It's real.
It is. Oh, can I say one thing? Add to that.
Please do.
Because this is for Black women, right? And this is that was a perfect question.
Yep.
Because I did not get the support that I needed at the time when I decided to be a photographer for Black women. And that's my brand. When I say I'm a lifestyle commercial photographer for women of color, I stand by that, because coming from South Carolina, we didn't have many photographers that knew how to capture us, right? We were either washed out or too dark or not the best angles, or, you know, just things that didn't capture the essence and all the glory of a Black woman. And so it became a passion of mine to learn how to do that, so that Black women would trust me every time they came and hired me, that they would feel seen, right? That they would feel heard, that they know that their vision would come to life because they put that trust into me. And so it was scary, because people was like, oh, you want to limit to just this group of people? You're going to turn away money, and, you know, money is money, whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm not limiting. I'm creating space. I'm creating a safe space for us, because we don't have that. especially not in South Carolina. We didn't have that. So I'm the first person that I know around here that created that space that says I'm a photographer for Black women. Right. And I stand by that every single day. And if people got backlash for or feel some type of way about it, well, baby, I ain't for them.
Say that.
Right.
Say that.
But now the people who were afraid, they loved me. They wanted the best for me, but they were afraid. They just had to see. They had to see what I wanted to create. Right. They had to see my dream. They had to see it come to fruition. And so now they be popping up. Look what my baby did. Look at my baby. You know what I'm saying? It just, it takes time. So sometimes you're not going to get the support you actually need or want at the time, but that doesn't mean you give up. You just keep going and you show everybody around you what you can do.
Amen. Yeah. And that's why this conversation is so important, y'all, because a lot of times we think we're the only ones, right? We think we're the only ones with family that's unsupportive or friends that don't get it or people real quiet, talking about our business, but all of us experience it, right? And it took, I thank God that in my first year of entrepreneurship, I met a few women who told me, this is normal, Casey. And when you cross that line and it comes to fruition, everybody gonna say, I knew that, but like I needed them to tell me that. So, even if I still didn't feel it in my gut, like they planted that seed so that I learned to understand that they're doing the best they can. These people that love me, they're just scared they're doing the best they can. It don't mean I stop. It don't mean that I, limit myself to their expectation of what greatness is, but they're doing the best they can, right? So rather than sever those relationships completely. Now, I bought some people out in the beginning now. Hold up now. Let's see.
Okay.
Don't call my business small. But okay, different period. But because I had women who went before me and blazed trails before me, like Kristen, they could give me that perspective and help me to extend grace, right? And now they're coming around because they see things shaping up. And instead of being like, I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Love it. I'm going to put another question on the stage. So this one is from Lydia. What up, Lydia?
Hey.
Lydia's from LA. And she asks, do you recommend blogging your experience so that you can practice communication more? How do you live out loud? Love that question.
If it feels right to you, do it. Do it. I say is the question of getting more comfortable with speaking out loud? Is that what it is?
Essentially, right? Because you're, I guess, would be afraid otherwise. Lydia said yes.
Okay, yeah. I would honestly, there's a lot of pressure that's put into blogging, I feel like. So I wouldn't even really say start blogging, but I would just say, like, if you're on Instagram or whatever platform you have, I would just practice there and start speaking authentically. Whatever message you want to get out, whatever is in your heart, I would just say, just show up and don't put the pressure of blogging, because sometimes, it's like, okay, I have to be consistent. I got to blog every week, or I got to blog whatever it is. And sometimes it doesn't really take that. Now, if that's a dream of yours, that's a goal of yours, is to blog, then by all means, start it. Please start it, sis. You got to start somewhere. But I would say just start with whatever platform you actually have right now and just live, speak out loud, be authentic, show up unapologetically.
Amen. Love that. And that was such a real vulnerable question, right? And that, again, is something that we all get afraid with. Like, I agree with you, Kristen, because like my first thought was like, don't blog to hide. Like a lot of times, because we know that we don't expect people to go all the way to our site to read our truth, but we want to get our truth out, right? We'll hide behind that and tell ourselves, well, yeah, you got it out, but you don't expect nobody to go read it, right? Like the key is to get comfortable with the sound of your own voice. There are women who are speaking on these stages that were scared to do this, right? But they did it anyway, so they can grow comfortable with this, right? And it killed, right? But to grow comfortable with the sound of their own voices, right? That's the key. Miles Davis, the legend, he said it takes a long time to learn how to sound like yourself. I'm gonna say that one more time. Miles Davis, the great Miles Davis, said it takes a long time to learn how to sound like yourself, which means you only do it, like Kristen said, by showing up. And even if it's squeaky sometimes, even if it's off tempo sometimes, you keep showing up, right? And you grow comfortable. Like you say, oh, that feels familiar. Oh, I'm in a pocket now. Oh, this is my twang, right? So grow, whatever the sound of your own voice is, if it's singing, if it is speaking, if it is podcasting, if it is being on panels, if it is writing books, if it is going on IG Live, if it is doing captions, right, that are very, 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 if it is coming for people oppressing you, right, and being radical, grow comfortable with the sound of your own voice. Do it scared, but show up, like Kristen said. That's real.
And to be transparent with you, I have not always been where I am right now. Even last year, I probably wouldn't have done this. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time. What you said, Casey, that was a word. It takes time, and it takes honestly, it takes you just being tired of your own fear, you being tired of imposter syndrome, you being tired of the thoughts or people projecting their own fears onto you. If you have it in your heart that you want to speak, that you want to get your story out, that you got a message to share, that you want to connect with people, do it. Scared, messing up, tongue tied, whatever. Show up.
That's right.
Show up.
So full. Man, look. And this is dope. We can peel back the curtain, right? Because we sit on the floor, sis, and we have these discussions, right? But hopefully it shows you all that you are not alone. Kristen, I'm gonna give you your flowers on the stage real quick. Because you said, right, I was afraid and I wouldn't have done this last year. And you killed, sis. Like your gift is so incredible. Like, I don't know if you caught everything in the chat, but folks are saying sis is thorough. Like meat and potatoes. They said that about you, sis. They said that about you, sis. Keep going. Like, keep going, Kristen. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You are creating space. You are creating space. You are creating space. Please.
Don't make me cry.
I mean it. Please keep going. You are phenomenal. You are more than phenomenal, honestly. So please keep going, and thank you so much for gracing this stage. I love you deep.
I love you. I love you so much more. Thank you. Y'all made me full. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you again for this opportunity, Case. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too, Mama. Woo. Okay, y'all. We're at the tail end of day one. We're about to go into our last session, and then the lounge is open for you. And by open, I mean ain't nobody monitoring you. You do what you want. You sit at tables if you want to after this next session. You do the speed networking, and it's fine. It's super fine. Every 5 minutes you see a new face, but it's open to you all night. But first, we have the final TED Talk of the day. This day has been rich. It has been full, but baby, I need y'all to show up for the TED Talk called Move Sis Respectfully, brought to you by Jasmine Prince. And then we'll open up the lounge. I'll see y'all on the other side. I love y'all, and I mean it. See you soon.